Hello everyone. So I am Ritik Gulaiya, a law student of Symbiosis Law School, Noida. So the topic I will be covering is inheritance under Islamic law. So the right of inheritance comes only after the death of a person. There is no right by birth. So under a Muslim law, only such a relative of a deceased can be his heir who is alive at the moment of latter's death. A person who died before the deceased cannot be considered as his heir. In a landmark case of K.S. Agha Mir Ahmad Shah versus Mudassir Shah, a case of 1944, it was held that where two persons died together, for example, in an accident, then it will be a question of fact to be proved by evidence that who died first, and presumption on the basis of age will not be considered. So in this video, I'll be talking about the shares of such relatives of such people. So in Sunni law, the heirs are divided into three categories. Class 1 heirs are called Quranic heirs, class 2 heirs are called residuaries, and class 3 heirs are called distant kindred. So there is a sequence of distribution of property. First, debt will be paid, then zakat will be paid, then the property will be distributed among the heirs. So coming towards the category of class 1 heir, first category is of spouse. When a husband has died, then the widow will get 1/4 of the share in the absence of children and 1/8 of the share in the presence of children. When a widow has died, when a woman has died, then the husband will get half of the property of his wife in the absence of children and 1/4 of the property in presence of children. So second category is of mother. She will inherit 1/3 of the property in absence of children and 1/6 of the property in presence of children. So third category is of grandmother. Maternal grandmother will inherit only in case the mother is not alive. If mother is alive, she will not inherit any property. If mother is not alive, she will inherit 1/6 of the property. Paternal grandmother will only inherit if both the parents are dead, and she will inherit 1/6 in this case. So the next category is of father. He will inherit as a class 1 heir only if the child of the deceased is present, and he will inherit 1/6 in this case. But if child of deceased is not present, the father will inherit as a class 2 heir, meaning he will get the remaining property after the share of class 1 heirs are allocated to them. So the next category is of grandfather. It is same as father. There is no difference as such. So the next category is of children. It is divided into three categories. First, only daughters. It is again divided into two categories. When there is only one daughter present, she will inherit half of the property as a class 1 heir. And second is when there is more than one daughter present, she will inherit as a class 1 heir, but share will change to 2/3 of the property. Now second is son and daughter. They will inherit as a class 2 heir, and the Quranic rule will apply here, which is son will get 2 part of the property and daughter will get 1 part of the property. And third is when only son is there, he will inherit again as a class 2 heir. So next category is of grandchildren. It is again same as children. It is divided into first granddaughters. It also includes great granddaughters. So they will inherit as a class 1 heir, and they will only inherit when there is no grandson present and there is no child of the deceased. So they will inherit half of the property in case there is only one daughter, and 2/3 of the property if there is more than one granddaughter. And second is grandson and granddaughter. They will inherit as a class 2 heir, and again the Quranic rule will apply here. Son will get son will get 2 part of the property, and great granddaughter or granddaughter will get 1 part of the property. And next is of grandson. Again he will inherit as a class 2 heir. And next is of sibling. Next category is of sibling. It is divided into 4 parts. First part is share of uterine brothers and sisters. They will inherit as a class 1 heir, and they will get 1/6 of the property if there is only one uterine brother or sister, and they will get 1/3 of the property if there is more than one. And next is half blood and full blood brother and sister. They will get half of the property if there is only one sister or one full blood or half blood brother present, and 2/3 of the property if there is more than one brother or sister present. Third is when both full blood and half blooded brother and sister are present, then they will inherit as a class 2 heir. Again Quranic rule will apply here. And fourth is of only brothers. He will again inherit as a class 2 heir. So coming towards the class 3 heirs, so they will inherit in the absence of class 1 and class 2 heirs only. This is the condition of inheritance under Islamic law for class 3 heirs. They will only inherit in absence of class 1 and class 2 heirs. Otherwise they cannot inherit. So this was all about Sunni law of inheritance. Coming towards the Shia law of inheritance, it is same as Sunni law. The classification of share is same as Sunni law, and class 1 has specific shares, and class 2 they get remaining property after the share of class 1 heirs are allocated to them, and class 3 they do not have any fixed share, but they only receive the property in absence of class 1 and class 2 heirs. So this was all about the distribution of property under Islamic law. I hope you could understand well. That's all. Thank you so much.